Welcome back to You Special on Ndtv Hindu. We are here discussing racism on college campuses at the Loyola College in Nungambakkam. Now, there's also a concept of reverse racism that's happening. Santosh is going to tell us what that's all about. What is that?
Yeah, Evelyn, I don't think the problem is as simple as we spoke about, because when it comes to reverse racism, I have this clear example of an Indo-German girl who's in visual communications here, and she said that she was very enthusiastic about the course, the college, India, etc. But then she found she became the butt of all jokes, her accent, her appearance, clothes, etc. Till at the end of the third year, she's totally disillusioned. And she said that I got a very bad experience here and I don't want to think about India anymore. Now, when it comes to the Malus who are Malayalis, I beg your pardon, who are in Loyola, they all belong to elitist sections of Kerala. They are the sons of industrial house owners, film stars, etc. So they have a very good and strong group. So they are very exclusive and they don't mix with others. So they don't feel the pinch as someone who might be one of could feel.
Okay.
So
You've been a victim of reverse racism. Tell us what you experienced.
Well, to be very honest with you, reverse racism is something that's quite surprising because most people wouldn't have felt the same before. The fact is that just a little while back, I had applied to a very reputed B school, and my admission process was put on hold. And there was a classmate of mine who got a mere 28 percentile and who was given a first seat admission there.
Oh my.
He went through the first interview and stuff, and you won't believe it. This is quite funny. I overheard his conversation with someone else, and when the person asked my classmate, how did he get in and how did you get in, he did not. The guy said, he's FC. You see, being FC now is the taboo, you know, and being SC/ST is the new in thing.
Yeah.
And that's quite startling because it's a clear case of reverse racism. And
Absolutely.
the fact is that the quota system has been practiced so vigorously that we are pathetically where we are today, where the FCs are being marginalized now. And there's going to be another quota system where you again bring A to the other side of the bracket and B to the other side of the equal sign and just invert
If
the
all
whole
these alphabets
equation.
were not just even there, you know. Yeah, like you said, this was at a B school. I want to bring in this whole aspect of institutions and teachers, you know, bringing up racism. There are institutions also which give admissions based on a particular community. Teachers who give preference to a student if he's from a particular community, preference, partiality. Do you see a lot of that happening? Is that prevalent at all in college campuses?
I'm from Andhra, so basically there are many institutions in Andhra, like because my friends study over there.
Right.
So they're completely caste based. So like, for example, my friend studies in engineering college in Vijayawada. It seems there is no students' union in the college. That's because there are two different castes, which are the leading castes. So if the president is from one caste, the other caste will have a problem.
Okay.
So that's the reason the institution doesn't want to have a students' union.
And that's quite sad. What about you? Have you seen any instances like that? Have you been hurt maybe, you know, by any racist comments?
Yeah, I have
aimed at
heard
you?
so many problems like that. But in Loyola, we don't have this problem. So
Okay.
we are so happy that we didn't have this racism problem like that. So
But it is prevalent in other colleges in the city at the same time,
it may
right?
happen.
Yeah.
So definitely it may happen because
Do you see a difference of attitude by teachers maybe to people of their own community, institutions, colleges?
it was happened when I was studying in 12th standard, like in the school called, I don't want to mention the school.
Yeah,
It was
that's not a problem.
It is in T Nagar. So it was happened, like doing partiality. Teachers are showing partiality. This was happened.
Now, you know, in a leading college in the city, a particular community was, you know, known as troublemakers. And because of that, in the hostel, they didn't allow, they allowed none or maybe just one person of that community to be given admission into that college hostel facility. So do you see, you know, a kind of victimization of particular communities at colleges or hostels, Pradeep?
With regard to Loyola, I really don't see such a victimization happening.
Okay.
Because
But other than that, from other friends, do you hear of such instances?
yes, I have heard of other institutions happening. But see, the thing is, what I feel, at least with regard to this college, is that we are predominantly a melting pot. Because if you take a synopsis of this group itself, you will find that there are a lot of students from different backgrounds, and we managed to pull it off on a very friendly note. Even the teachers, you spoke about teachers. Now, Arvind was talking to you about a student in a school happening, but as far as I know, in college,
Yeah.
the teachers are very open-minded. The teachers themselves hail from all parts of the country, and they're very open-minded to students of different communities with a very diverse background or diverse family that gets along here in Loyola.
But at the same time, there are instances like this German girl who's come.
You might have the one or two exception here and there, but then, I mean, that's bound to happen, isn't it? At any point of time. If you have a group of people from different communities, there's always going to be that one or two. But I think the strength of the community lies in the fact that we can, the larger section is pretty good, and that one or two that actually happens gets sorted out over a course of time.
Okay. So you're saying that the students and the teachers today are quite mature.
Open-minded is the word I would
open-minded
use.
more or less. You've faced an instant where you've been hurt by some comments made aimed at you. Tell us about that instant.
It was by some students. Once I faced it many times. Once from some student, he made some comment about I'm from Kerala, so they said something about some comment about Malayali. And when I first got admission, I tried to get admission for the second time in the hostel. The person who was in charge of taking the names, he said looked at my name and said, "Oh, you are from Kerala." And so you won't follow the rules.
Okay.
I know people from Kerala who don't follow the rules.
Okay, so they've branded you as a
Stereotype,
troublemaker.
yeah.
Okay. So also in terms of culturals and plays and programs, maybe because of your looks, the way you look, maybe your color, have any of you faced any kind of instance where you've been denied a role in a play, like a major king's role, because you don't look like the king in any form? Have you seen any instances? Have you experienced friends who've maybe told you something like that?
No, nothing of that incident happened because recently Loyola had its theatre production, Young Frankenstein.
Right.
They did a proper audition. They selected the proper roles. The role should show the student. If it does, they would give it. It's purely to do with the role and the acting abilities of the student, nothing with the race. Regarding the earlier point, whether a person was hit by the racist abuse, earlier there was an incident in college in the hostel, where an hostel authority abused a student with a racist abuse. As in, he was a troublesome guy, but what happens is the authority go into the inception. As in, royally, if they wanted to say something bad about a student, they get into their race. He made a problem and all. He was suspended and all was that. But the heart of the problem is that whenever we want to speak bad about a person, we get into their race. We abuse their race.
It's more or less a personal pricking.
Yeah.
That's the best you can get to. But at this point, let's just get honestly tell me. In your own group of friends, do you pick friends based on whether they are from your community? If you are a Tamil, for instance, do you have friends who are all Tamil, or do you have a mixed gang of friends? Somebody from this side. Vishnu, what about you?
Yeah, I do have a lot of mixed friends, in fact.
Okay.
More on the other side because I have mostly friends from the North India. So basically at one set of holding, in the last semester there was also a cultural exchange program where we had students from France. There were about 6 students in our classroom. And we had one semester of exchange program. And wherein you find they were also allowed to take seminars as much as we take on Indian subjects.
Okay.
Like on the Indian history.
So equal
on
opportunity
origin,
for
equal
everybody.
opportunities.
Okay.
So I find that as a sort of development.
That could be a solution to maybe stop this
That is
kind of
very
a divide,
exactly.
right?
And probably introduce that in other curriculums as well.
Okay.
We can actually represent others.
Okay, somebody from this side, do you have friends who are all from your community, or is it a mix?
Yeah,
Have you managed to make friends from all communities?
See, I was brought up in a school where we had different people from different states. So I was able to connect with people here. But first, there was this grouping thing where, Malus go and sit together. It's natural that you go sit with somebody who you are more relatable to. But over a period of time, you have to have something to offer to be connected to those people. Unless you have that, you can't do anything about this. You must first go approach them. You can't simply say those guys are leaving me out. In fact, they don't want to do it. It's just that they go sit together with themselves. So you have to be able to go in front of them and join them. I've been able to I've been able to get along well with Malayalis. I've been good at football, so they really accept me for who I am.
Okay.
Even Hindi guys, it's not a problem.
So it's not just the race, it's just about the person at the end of the day, right? Whether you can gel with that person, whether you have that same wavelength and all of that. But it's not just about the mind, it's also matters of the heart, and we're going to discuss that. Whether we here, the students here, would really fall for someone from their own community, looking at that community, or is it whether just a matter of the heart? We're going to explore that in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.